Setting is defined as when and where a story takes place. All the Years of Her Life takes place in a city late in the 20th century, a convenience store where Alfred works, and at his home. Plot is the action that wake up the storyline. Characters is defined as an individual and a narrative story. This short story consists of 3 major characters. Alfred Higgins, a young man who's around 18 years old but has no exact age, who dropped out of school and is an employee at the local drugstore owned by Mr. Sam Carr. Alfred can be classified as the protagonist of the story. Mr. Sam Carr, who is the owner of the local drugstore in which Alfred works, is described as a little gray-haired man. He is classified as the foil or the antagonist of the story. Mrs. Higgins is the mother of Alfred, who is disappointed in her son for all of his actions, but still she maintains a controlled personality in certain situations. She is classified as a supporting character. Point of view is defined as a perspective of the book. All the Years of Her Life is third-person limited omniscient because the reader is able to read the mind and see the perspective of Alfred and what he is going through in the conflict. Theme is defined as a lesson of the story. The theme of the Years of Her Life is that a simple action can lead to something bigger or for worse. For example, Alfred stealing led to his boss threatening to call the cops, but it also led to calling his mom and getting fired from his own job.
The story starts off one night at the convenience store. Alfred was locking up the store when his boss asked him to stay and talk with him. Mr. Carr noticed he had been stealing from the store. He threatened to call the cops and his parents to tell them that he was going to lock him up. Then Alfred's mom came to the store. She talks very confidently and assertively to Mr. Carr, as if she was in control. Mrs. Higgins' composure convinces Mr. Carr to just fire Alfred and let her take him home. When they walked home, she didn't want to talk because she was very upset with him. She was worried that he would never grow up. When they got home, she said,
"You're a bad lot. God forgive you. It's one thing after another and always has been. Why do you stand there stupidly? Go to bed, why don't you?"
Alfred stood there listening to his mother. He stood there with wonder. He thought about how she talked to Mr. Carr. He was proud of her strength. Alfred's mother made a cup of tea. Alfred sat and watched her. He didn't see his mom. He saw an old lady. It was as if he was looking at her for the first time.